Father, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Our Father who art in heaven, holy be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sins against us. Not bring us to the test, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Kaya nyo, unsa ang ato ang key discussion, no? So, we have here, no, the perfect examples of an insect.
Yes, wala sir, tuplok yung bro sir.
Okay. Okay, one of the perfect example for the study of insects is what you call as the grasshopper. So, in your last module, okay, sa inyong last na module, previous module rather, I have share with you the kini ang I have shared with you the external structures of an insect. Okay, so the external structure. So just recap for the external structures of an insect. So mao ni siya ang insect, no? Okay, basta nang good og pangutanon mo ba what is all about entomology? Okay, take note that entomology is the study of insects. So with that, we're going to discuss, what are the external and internal structure of an insect. So an insect has the three divisions. No, we have the thorax, the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. So yung head, diri ang yang thorax, and this is what you call as the abdomen. Okay, review lang siya, no. This is just a review. Okay, this is the part of the head. Okay, so we have the two antennae. Okay, so we also have the vertex, no? The center. It is located in between the two antennae. Okay, insect also has what we call as the compound eye. Okay, compound eye of an insect, and as well as also a simple eye, or what we call as the oxyli. Okay, or the oxyli. Okay, it is located at the center, uh, at the center of, or located, no, at the center of an insect's head. Okay, we have also the fronts. Beneath, it is located beneath or beneath the oxyli, or under the oxyli. Okay, the fronts. And ang iyahang gitawag na to nga aping, no, kung sa tao pa itong aping, no. So they call as the genei of an insects. Okay, these are the genei. Okay, iyahang duha ka aping. Okay, and as well as also the clipos. No, kumbaga iyahang what's this? Iyahang the clipos of an insect. Okay, yung simod kumbaga, no, the clipos. Okay, so this is the oxyli.
Pailabot kay nagklase nagsugod.
Okay, it is the oxyli, no? Duha ka bag yung oxyli at the center, and as well as also the um, adjacent to its compound eye. Okay, so oxyli is critical as also the simple eye. Okay, so part of the antennae. So man siya ato ang three main parts of the antennae. First, a segment. Okay, is what you call as the scape. Okay, so it is the one being attached to the insect's head, na scape. Then the second segment is what we call as the pedicel. Okay, and the succeeding segments of an insect is what we call as insect's antennae is what we call as the flagellum. Okay, we also have here the labrum. The labrum, it is located, okay, beneath the clipos of an insect. Okay, the jaws, or what we call as the mandible, okay, the mandible of an insect. Okay, so the mandible or jaw, okay, beneath the mandible, so called as the maxilla, and then the labrum. Okay, under the labrum, no, we have the labial pulp. Okay, as well as also the maxillary pulp. So these are the parts of some parts of the insect's head. Okay, the mouth parts naman siya ang gitodlo kagaina, no? The different mouth parts of an insect. Okay, for the grasshopper's mouth parts, we have the clippings and the labrum, as well as also the mandible or the jaws, no? Yung jaws sa insect. And sa kanang iyang kuan kini ang in between of the mandible we have the hypopharynx. Okay? So okay, sa part sa iyang maxillary pulp, okay, naatay gitawag dani nga stipes, lacini, and then the galley. Okay? So kani ang duha barat sa antiny, no? Pero actually this is not antony but it is a pulps. Okay? The pulps. Okay, pulps are located within the labium of an insect. Okay? So we also have the mentum and then the lagula. Okay? This part here is found in the labial pulp of an insect. Okay, this is the way insects will meet, no, each other. Okay, this is the female and this one is the male. So if you try to look at, no, mas dako ang female nga grasshopper than the male grasshopper. Okay, there are some also the part of the external features of the female and male insects, no? Kini ang ato ang kini ang female, no, insects, male insects, and this one is the female insects. Okay, these are the three divisions: the head, okay, the head, thorax, and then the abdomen. Okay, I think ako naman siyang na discuss, no, or na post na nako niyo in your module, no, for module 4. That's the external parts of an insects. Okay, for the female abdomen, no, for the female grasshopper abdomen, you have there the epiproct and the cerci or the circus, okay, and the ovipositor, wherein the insect's egg, no, diri siya mo gawas sa ovipositor. Okay, parts of an insect leg, okay, okay, the one being attached to the kuan, okay, to the insect's body, you have the coxa, no? Muna siya ang mag-attach dito sa kini ang thorax, insect's thorax. And then the first, second segment is what called as the trochanter. Okay? Then the biggest portion, no, kana iyang kumbaga break ang paa sa insect, so what called as the femur. And then the second segment also is what called as the tibia. You also have there the tarsus, okay, or the tarsus. Okay, so it is from femur to tarsus is attached after the tibia. Okay, ang kaniyang mga galamay, kaniyang mga hait-hait na gid sa tumay, so they call as the tarsal claws. You also have there the arulium, no, kini ang kana itang nakita niyo ang insect na kaniyang pinaka-point, no, printed niya nga sa insect is that is what you call as the arulium, no, arulium. That's part of the insect's leg. Okay. This is the external, no, the external anatomy of an insect. Parts of the head, no, the compound eye, oxyli, anteny, mandible, labrum, maxilla and maxillary pulp, as well as also the labium and the labial pulp. For the thorax, no, you will found there the wings, wings, and the two legs, no, four legs of an insect. No, you have the four legs and then the hind legs. Okay, and this one is the four wings, and this is what we call as the hind wings. So after the thorax, you will find there the what you call as the abdomen, insect's abdomen. Kanang soft part diya sa insects, no? That is what you call as the abdomen. Kining gitawag na to nga no, spiracles. Actually mo na siya ang kumbaga kung sa dahon pa isang stomata, no? Yung natural opening sa leaves, no? But for the insects, that is what we call a spiracle, the natural openings of an insect. Wherein the oxygen, no? Diya siya masulod. Okay. So that is what we call a spiracles. Okay, for the internal, no, organs of an insect, okay, which we are going to discuss this evening, the internal structures of an insect. Okay, we have the letter A, no, the supraesophageal ganglion. Okay, it is the digestive, no, or sorry, internal organ of an insect. Okay, and the next one is what we call as the esophagus. Okay, from the koan kini ang from the esophageal ganglion, no, attached to koan kini ang attached to the segmental ganglia, or yeah, connectors, this what we call as sorry, this is kanina pala esophagus. Okay, esophagus. So they call as the super esophageal ganglion. Then ang nag-attach sa super esophageal is what we call as the segmental ganglion, no? Kinabrag yung nodes, no? Nodes niya. It is what we call as segmental ganglion. Okay? So from its mouth, no, mouth and six mouth, pinaasad siya ay esophagus, and then the crop. Wherein sa crop is diha niya i-store ang ihang pagkaon. Just like no sa manok, no. Ayang kaunon ang mga kuan to its beak. Dito ni iyang i-store ang pagkaon sa ihang crop. Sa iyang hagnag kumbaga. Okay, crop. And then this also called as the gastric ceca of an insect. Okay, gastric ceca. Okay, this is what we call as the insect's heart. Now, if you try to look at no the insect's heart of an insect, naasa sa iyahang dapit, dapit nga part. This is in the abdominal part of an insect. So naadiri ang insect's heart. Okay, this one also is what we call as the insect's eggs, no? For the females, the insect eggs. Okay, attached sa iyahang crop is what we call as the intestine. Okay? And the insect's anus. Kinaadapit sa iyahang epiproct of an insect. Okay, this is what we call as the oviduct, insect's oviduct, no? Attached to sa kuan man siya, female reproductive kaya naman siya egg. Okay? Oviduct. This is where the insect's eggs, no, dili siya magawas. The insect's egg. This one, okay, is what we call as the Malpighian tubules, no? Malpighian tubules. Okay. And this one also is what we call as the midgut. Okay, midgut. This is what we call as the segmental ganglion. And this one is what we call as the pharynx. Pharynx, mouth, insect's mouth. Then next one is yung pharynx. And then yada yung esophagus. This is what we call as the circumesophageal connective. Okay, attached to It's upper esophageal ganglion of an insects. Okay. So let's move on to uh, the internal structures of an insects. So what are the insects internal system? You have the muscular skeletal system, the digestive system, the nervous, the circulatory, respiratory, reproductive, excretory, okay, of an insects. Okay. So manayahang mga insects uh, system, internal system. Okay, so first to discuss is what we call as the insect respiratory system. Okay? Insect respiratory system. Okay, so insects has asa dapat mo sulod ang iyang mga ang iyang ginhawa no, ang ginhawa kit through its spiracles kana yung small openings diya sa insects. Okay, and then through its spiracles ang i-distribute ang oxygen all throughout the systems of an insects. Okay, so they call as the air sacs, no? Air sacs of an insects. Okay, the spicular tracheal. Kini ang trachea, kini bara siya o kani ang tubo, no? The small tube, no? Connected from the spiracles to its visceral trachea. Okay? Diya siya maglibot-libot sa iyahang insect respiratory system. Okay? Through its spiracles. Okay, tracheals, no? Mani siya ang tracheals, tawag ito tracheals or as the small tubes, no? Wherein the insects, the oxygen, no? Dili siya maagi, ano makaginawa ang insects. Tracheals, kanang gagmay nga mga tubes. That is what you call as tracheals. The main tube is what you call as the trachea. Now, wherein the oxygen, no, diri siya mo agi. Okay, this is what we call as spiracles. Kaning na diri sa kilid, no? Small opening na sa kilid sa insects. Nakatagipagkita na ko sa game na. Okay, spiracles is located at the abdominal part of an insect. Okay, mani siya ang small opening sa insects. Okay, for the insect's digestive system, we have the, okay, so mani ang ato ang insect's digestive system. But before that, okay, there were 3 guts of an insect, no? You have the foregut, no, from head to its thorax, okay, to its insect's thorax, and then from that insect's thorax up to its end point of its abdominal parts of an insect, no, nasa midgut and the hindgut. Okay, the midgut, no, midgut kinadiri ang katoang katong mga other no parts of the digestive system sa kwan, and then its hindgut, okay, from its intestine to the rectum. Take note, 3 guts of an insect: the foregut, midgut, and then the hindgut. Okay, so apart also of the digestive systems of an insect, we have the what you call as the pharynx, no, from insect's mouth. Then it will the food will pass through its pharynx and through its esophagus, and then it will kinayang stored here, no, diri niya itigumon through its insect crop. Diri mapundo ang pagkaon sa insekto. So insect crop is located, it's naa siya sa insect's thorax. Okay, the insect thorax of an insect kay naara man diri ang head. Okay, so after, no, kung gusto niya nga yan ang ihinahinay, no, og release ang iyang gipangkaon, it will pass through its insects, what we call as insects intestine, no, intestines of an insects. Okay, so napo diri ang gastric cica. Anyway, I will give you the overall uh, definition what are these gastric cica and what as well as also the malpighian tubules. Okay, so this is the no insides no katang sa kagaina is ang iyahalang kuan kumbaga iyahang overview no. This one is what we call as the detailed no, the detailed anatomy of insects a bee or a bee no. Okay, for the circulatory system you will find them the ostium, the aorta, and the heart chamber of an insect. So the main tube no connected to its nervous system so they call as the aorta. Okay, kaning tube. Kumbaga sa ato abito is very siya spinal. But actually this not it's not a spinal cord. But it's what they call as a aorta of an insect. No, there, it is where the kuan kini ang dugo no, insect's blood no diri siya mo agi. And this one also is what we call as the heart. Okay, insect's heart is located no at the midgut of an insect. Okay, so the second to the last kuan kani ang ni ang tube diri sa what we call as the dorsal diaphragm. Dorsal diaphragm. Kinaapod diri pod ang ventral diaphragm. Kung naay ventral diaphragm, kung naay dorsal diaphragm no sa iyahang upper chamber of the insect's abdomen, sa iha pong lower chamber of insect's abdomen is what we call as the ventral diaphragm. Diri niya i-distribute ang blood sa insects. No? Okay, balik ko na ako. The upper diaphragm of the upper chamber of the insect's abdomen is you will see or you will find there the heart, and then we also have the lower diaphragm, the lower abdomen is what we call as the ventral diaphragm. Okay, for the insect's nervous system, of course, no, if we if we try to understand no the nervous system, of course, diha makita nato ang brain, no? Siya ang main nga control just like as human, no, ang atong pinaka central nervous system nato is ang ato ang brain gyapon. Atong brain. So the same is true with the other animals, the other mammals, and also as well as also the insects. Okay, brain gyapon ang nagdala sa ila. Okay, so within the brain parts niya, we have the corpus allatum and the corpus cardiacum. Okay. So this is what we call as no the ganglia katong giingon ako kagaina, segmental ganglia, no? Okay, segmental ganglia, and this is what we call as the ventral nerve cord. It is located at the lower abdominal, lower abdomen and the lower thoracic part of an insect. So if you try to look at no kagaina sa iyang circulatory is na diri sa iyang upper most likely from its aorta to its heart and then its dorsal and ventral diaphragm. But in the case of its insect's nervous system is na-address siya sa iyang lower from brain to its cardiacum, no, passes to its ganglia or the ganglion of insects and its ventral nervous system. Ventral nerve system. Okay, for the insect's reproductive systems, no, sa male, of course, you will find there the testis follicles, no, the insect's follicles, and then its ejaculatory duct, no. This is what we call as the accessory glands of an insect. Okay. It is for the male, no? Testes, and then it's kuan, kundi ang oviduct. Sa kinaraman diri sa ibabaw yang anus. Okay. Well, for the female is what we call as the ovarioles, no? Or what we call as the insect eggs. And then this tube here is what we call as the oviduct. insect oviduct, and then drawing apart, connected to its oviduct is what you call as the insect's vagina or the vagina. And then this is what you call as the spermatica, okay, wherein the eggs are, kung mag-mate sila, diri mo hulat si yung mga insect eggs, no? And then, mabita to kagaina, no, akong gipakita sa inyo, no? I flash, no, the way insects meet, no? Pero siya kuan, no? Ini ang babae is kinahanglan siya nga magpatiuros, no? Magpatiuros ang babae para ma-plaster niya ang pag-release sa sperm sa lalaki. Okay? So, that's it. Okay. Okay. So, let's have our discussions, no, on the ito siya ang features of the insects internal structures. Okay, for now is we're going to discuss, no, ito siya i-discuss in detail the physiology of insects and the internal and its internal structures, no, internal structures and physiology of insects. Okay, we discussed, no, I presented to you, no, on the insect's digestive system. Okay, the digestive system of an insect is also known as the alimentary canal, or what we call as the gut. It is basically a continuous tube running the length of the insect from mouth to anus, in which various process of digestion, absorption, and excretion takes place. The canal is comprised of three main regions: the foregut, or what we call as the stomodium; the midgut is what we call as the mesenteron; and the hindgut is what we call as the proctodium. Okay. So just like you have sa toa, sa to ang digestive system sa mga tao and other animals also, from mouth to its final destination, no, ang anus, wherein the waste nato is diha siya ma-release. Okay. So what are the parts, no, of the insect's foregut, or what we call as the stomodium? Unsa ang naa sa unsa tong gi-mention ako gaina nga insects foregut, no? Kay basig ma-forget ang tanan na malimtan. Okay, so stomodium are comprised of the following: the vocal cavity, the pharynx, the esophagus, okay, the esophagus, and also the crop. Okay, what is vocal cavity or the vocal cavity? It is enclosed by the mouth parts and is the site for the chewing and the mixing of the food with saliva before it passes through. Kumbaga iyahang mangingipon, baga, no, iyahang i-chew ang pagkaon, no, before niya i-kuan kay lisod kay nga iyang tunlon tanan ang mga sagbot, di ba? So nasa mo ka tanang makita nimo ang uban, no, labi na especially for the grasshopper, no. Ato lang i-imagine ang grasshopper lang yun. Don't imagine other insects, but let's try to imagine, no? Let's try to understand the nature, no, of a grasshopper. Is sa grasshopper. Bro siya magsima-sima ba, no? Pagsupa-supa siya. Okay, that is the vocal cavity of insects. Oh, what is a pharynx? A pharynx is a muscled opening, and from there, no, from the vocal cavity, or the mouth sa insects, no, the food passes through its pharynx, no, nangagnag, then passes through its esophagus, okay, to the esophagus by means of peristalsis, or rhythmic muscular contractions of the gut wall. Okay, then the esophagus widens into bulb-like structure called the crop, and at this point the food is stored. So dito sa iyang crop, dito sa magpundo ang pagkaon. Dili na idiretso padulong sa kuan. Wala may stomach, no, ang sa stomach ang kuan, no, ang insect, no, nga pwede niya ipundo ang mga pagkaon. So just like no the birds no naa siya crop gihapon. Okay. The furunculus is the posterior part of the stomodium for food grinding. So dito na dayon sa furunculus no. Yan ang igaling ang pagkaon. Okay. So, bara siya sa check-in. I just don't know if you are done with your introduction to poultry and livestock. I think Brexit concern na siya. No? Kay, actually, ang nature man good sa, ang nature man good sa insekto is just like birds gihapon, no? Kung mana nga, kung inyong madumduman ang atong entomology by second sem, no, when you have your poultry, no, parts of chicken, no, inyo na siyang makita dito. No, most likely medyo pareho siya from the crop, no, wherein the food are being stored. No, dito rin niya ipadulong sa proventriculus. It is the posterior part of the stomatium or the foregut for grinding of food. Okay, the mesenteron or what we call as the unsa ang mesenteron is the midgut, no? Mesenteron is the midgut. Proctodium is the hindgut. Stomodium, foregut. Mesenteron, midgut. Proctodium is what we call as the hindgut. Okay, mesenteron is the primary site for food absorption. This area opens to the stomodium and the proctodium late in the embryonic development and contains noentima to inhibit absorption. It contains a thin lining known as the peritrophic membrane, okay, which protects the delicate epithelial cells from being scraped by moving food particles. Okay, the ventriculus is the cavity in the mesenteron in which the enzyme production, digestion, and absorption takes place. Okay, finger-like projections known as the gastric ceca, no, sa katong gipakita nako kagaina no sa picture. Okay, gastric ceca. Man si gastric ceca dan. Okay, this one, no si crop, no man si gastric ceca. Okay, gastric ceca. So unsa dibot pasabot ni gastric ceca? Okay. Gastric ceca are located at the anterior end of the ventriculus and increase both the enzyme forming capacity and absorptive surface area of the midgut. Okay, we also have here the pyrolytic valve, okay, where it regulates the passage of the undigested food material into proctodium. Okay, undigested. Okay, regulates, no? Siya abog, kumbaga bara siya og kung iyang role is bara siya og traffic enforcer or bara siya og RTA ba nga moingon siya nga stop go break na siya kumbaga, no, that is the function of the pyrolytic valve, no, regulates the passage of undigested food material into proctodium. Unsa di ang nasa proctodium, siya na ang final, no, siya na ang final nga mo release, no, sa pagkaon or sa waste, no, sa pagkaon nga intake sa insects. The proctodium, the proctodium is, or what we call as the hindgut, it is where the waste is transported through the tubular ileum up to the rectum, or what we call as the anus, where water absorption occurs, leaving the feces to be passed out of the anus as dry pellets. Madili siya basa, no? Kay dry man siya, dry pellets. Sobra siya og kanaang kita ko sa mag pellets, no? Kanang nasa baligya sa kuan, baligya sa mga kuan kini ang ning sa mga agri supplies, no? Na diha mga pellets, no? So, most likely breaking ana ang iyahang waste, no, sa insects. In addition to passing undigested food material, no, katong mga undigested material or undigested food material, no, the excretory system of the insect must also rid the body of toxic nitrogenous waste products of metabolism. So through its excretory system, na siya i-release nga toxic, no, nitrogenous waste product of metabolism. Aron nga katong mga undigested food no mahinahinay to siya og release. No dili man pwede nga iya tong i-release no nga dili siya magamit kay unsaon niya pagpass paingon sa intestine up to the anus. So therefore, those undigested food material, no, with the help of this toxic nitrogenous waste, no, products of its metabolism, so may nahinay siya og uh, kuan kini ang wala or ma-expose or what you call as iyang ilwa, no, ano dili iyang ilwa iyang i-release, no, through its anus. A number of thin malphibian tubules distributed throughout the hemocoel or the body cavity, okay, extract uric acid from the hemolymph or what you call as the blood, and transport into the ileum where the tubes are being connected. Since moisture is critical to the insect, the rectum reabsorbs water and salts, leaving the uric acid in crystallized forms. These crystals then mix with the undigested food material passing through the gut and are consequently expelled through the anus. So mata siya ang process no. If there are undigested food materials no nga dili pa siya ma-release, no, with this process no magawa siya, no, mahinahinay siya og kagawas through its anus. Okay, this is the function of the insect's digestive system. So please try to remember, no, please keep on remembering the three main regions of the insect's alimentary canal. We have the stomodium, what we call as the foregut, the mesenteric or midgut, and the proctodium, or what we call as the hindgut. Okay, insect's respiratory system. Okay, ako naman itong gipakita nyo kagaina, no? Gipa-visualize na ako sa inyo ang insect respiratory system. Okay, the respiratory system is responsible for the transport and exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide within the insect. Now, within the insect, no? Sa ilang, no? Within the body of an insect's body. Transport and exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So just like us, no, human, kita nga mga tao, we ang atong i-inhale is the oxygen, no? Ang atong suyupon nato oxygen, and then we releases the carbon dioxide sa ato ang lawas. Kay waste man to siya nga hangin sa atong lawas. Okay. This respiratory system is carried out through a series of hollow tubes, no, or what we call as the trachea. Nakatong gipakita nako kagaina sa inyo, no, hollow tubes or what we call as the trachea, that branch out into progressively smaller tubules, what we call as the tracheole, until all the body cells are in close proximity to one of them. No, so kagaina nagipakita nako sa inyo ang tracheoles, no, insect tracheoles. Okay, this one. Okay, this is what we call as the hollow tube, no, or what we call as the trachea. Kining spiracles, man siya ang small opening, no, wherein the oxygen, no, masulod ang oxygen diri. And this one also is what we call as the tracheoles or the small tubes, no, para ma-distribute niya ang hangin. Di po na siya ugat, no, di po na siya ingon nga ugat. But that is what we call as tracheole, no? Smaller tube, no? Until all the body cells are in close proximity to one of them. The external opening of the trachea is known as spiracles. Okay? External opening of the trachea. Asa makita ang spiracles? Most likely is naa siya sa iyang abdomen, but there are also some spiracles, no, located, pero dili kay siya mga daghan, no, sa iyang insect thorax, pero dili siya nakadaghan kay ang spiracles is dito naman siya sa iyang soft part na sa insects, no, most likely, no. But if you try to remember, no, sa akong ipakita kay nga picture, no, sa kini ang sa kini ang respiratory, no, naapod gihapon diri, no. Okay, this one. Only one. It is in between the four legs, No, this is what we call as the forelegs. And this is what we call as the hind legs. Nadiri pod ang spiracles. Okay? In between. Kini, spiracles. So if you try to look at no sa insect body, mas dagan ang spiracles ang naadapit sa abdominal part of an insects. Kung naagi hapoy spiracle nga makita nato sa thoracic part of an insect or the insect's thorax. No? Pero if you try to count, there are only four. 1, 2, 3, 4 na small openings nasa insects. Okay. The ctenidium supports the trachea internally. Kato ng mga mga tubes na, small tubes na to. That's what we call as ctenidium. Supports of the trachea. The next one is what we call as the circulatory system. Okay, unsa ang circulatory? It is responsible for the transport of absorbed nutrients, metabolic waste products, hormones, and various types of blood cells within the insect body. But most likely no ang pag mag-engkag circulatory barag ang kasagaran nato diha madumduman most likely is more on blood, no, blood siya. Okay, but no, accordingly sa ato ang source no from our source no, it also transport no nutrients, the metabolic waste products, hormones. Okay. The system is open, which means that the blood is not exclusively limited to veins, but is also free to flow throughout the hemocoil of body cavity. So, dili lang siya sa veins, no? That's not only exclusively no sa iyang N6 vein, but it's also flow throughout the hemocoil of the body cavity. So, ang nga pwede makasulod dito ang blood, no? Nga pwede ang blood makasulod. Okay? So that's what we call as hemocoil. Okay, the major organ of circulating the hemolymph is what we call as the dorsal vessel. So asa ka na makita ang dorsal? It is located at the lower limb of an insect. No, sa iyang lower. Iyang upper chamber. Sorry. It's located in the upper chamber. No, there is what we call dorsal vessel or what calls the dorsal diaphragm. The dorsal ventral ang naa sa iyang lower chamber. Okay. Circulating is the dorsal vessel that runs the length of the insect. So naasa sa iyang ibabaw no, attached to its insect's heart. Okay. The heart is the posterior portion of this tube, no, from this dorsal vessel. Okay. From this dorsal vessel. Okay, holding the dorsal vessel in place are a number of triangular alary muscles. Okay, alary muscles ang tawag niya. Okay, the hemolymph is drawn through small ostia or what we call as the inlet valves. Okay, small ostia or what we call as the inlet valves on its heart chamber before being pumped by peristalsis or rhythmic contractions into the anterior section of the vessel called aorta. So asa dapit ang aorta? It is attached to the insect's brain, no? Sa brain sa insect, then paingon sa iyahang heart, no? Up to its dorsal diaphragm. So naka-attach siya dito ang aorta. The hemolymph is composed of plasma. Okay, what is this plasma? They are liquid medium in which the nutrients, hormones, and waste are carried. Okay, are being carried. Hemocytes, which are the blood cells, which have a number of functions such as encapsulation of foreign particles and parasites, coagulation, healing wounds. Okay, accordingly, hemoglobin is not present in most insects. So, in most insects. So therefore, there are also insects that has hemoglobin, but certainly, okay, oxygen transfer is not a function of the hemolymph. Okay, that's it. Okay, so gamay ran siya, no? Ang about sa circulatory systems of an insect. Now, let's move to the the insect's nervous system, the insect's nervous system, it is one. It is the insect's nervous system, no? From its insect's brain. The nervous system enables the insects to detect and respond to both internal and external stimuli. Okay. Um, internal. Asa dapat internal stimuli? It's within the insect's body. The external stimuli is sa iyahang morphological or the outside of the insect's body. Okay? Makadetect siya. Okay, so through the various functions of the internal parts of an insect, uh, detect siya with the help of its nervous system. Accordingly, in insects, sa insects daw, the nerve cells or what calls the neurons has three types. Tulo ka book ang types sa neurons. One is sensory neurons. Okay, sensory neurons, where the functions of this sensory neuron is to receive information. Now, the same is with us, no? Maka-receive ng information, that is because of the sensory neurons that we have. Okay, we are the highest kini ang form of animals, no? Sensory neurons. We also have the association neurons, or these association neurons, it will convey message, no? Message. Dili man nga mag-istorya ang insects, no? Just like us, but with the actions that they have, para sila maka-transfer na sila og message, or through with the kini ang ma-detect na lang sa throughout sa ilang environment, ilan na siyang ma-process. Na may brain ang kini ang insect. Okay, and the other types also of neurons, no, of an insect is what we call as the motor neurons, okay, where it transfers impulses. Okay, from the informations being received, no, okay, and then convey messages to its association neurons, and then the transfers of impulses. Madading mag-action na din ang insects. Okay, ano matingala ka nga malugpot ng insects, mo lupad ng insects, no, from one place to the other. Okay, that's because of the nerve cells, or the what they call as the neurons. Okay, parts of the nervous, no, you have the brain, or what they call as the supraesophageal ganglion. Okay, yung brain sa insects, supraesophageal. The protocerebrum. Okay, it is located, no, nasa iyang eyes and its oxy. It is the one from kung saan makita niya, no, kita sa insect. Okay, it will register to its protocerebrum. Cerebrum means its brain. Okay, through its antennae, kay ma-feel man niya ang nasa gawas, no, ma-register po na dito, no, gitawag nato siya og cerebrum. Okay, through its antennae, ma-feel niya ang nasa environment. And that is why bitaw nga kanang insect kana bitawng lamok, no, mo dagsang sa atong skin, din ato siyang kalitong dagpi, no, wala pa na touch ang ato ang hand, no, sa atong skin nakalugpot na ang insect. It's not only because of its compound eyes that they have, but because also of its antennae. Dali siya makadetect, no, sa environment. Okay, the other one also is, no, the tritocerebrum, where this cerebrum is located at its labrum and its anterior gut. Okay, so tulo ang registration, kumbaga, no, tulo ang ma-register, no, sa iyang mo bitaw na siya, no, nga ang insect dali ra siya maka kalagpot, no, especially the mosquito. If you try to imagine the mosquito, no, kana kung dili sila masapon, no, because of this kini ang cerebroms that we have. Protocerebrum, tritocerebrum. So, ka-detect siya dali. Okay, two major insect endocrine glands regulated by nervous system. Okay, we have the corpus allatum and the corpus cardiacum. Okay, this corpus allatum, they will produce juvenile hormones. And the corpus cardiacum contains neurosecretory materials. Kaning corpus allatum na juvenile hormones, mo na siya ang uh, kumbaga brad kung makurat siya, dili siya makalupot, no? Kaya nga na ang ina na siyang hormone, no? Ang iyang function, yang function ani sa corpus allatum. Okay, so ato siyang tan-awon kung asa si corpus allatum. Okay, this one. Okay, corpus allatum. Okay, corpus allatum is attached yapon sa iyang brain. Na as well as also the corpus cardiacum. Cardiac. Cardiac. Okay, contains neurosecretory materials. No? Actually, daghan siya ko, no? Kini ang, kumbaga, kung imo siyang lantawon day, ang insects bud, this does not runs only by one system, but the whole system of the insects. Pheromones of insects or pheromones in insects. Okay, pheromones are secreted externally and affect other members of the same species. Pheromones. Okay, sex pheromones secreted by abdominal glands used by the female to attract males for mating. Ano yung i-release? Sex pheromones. Okay, ang pheromones secreted externally and affect other members of the same species. Muna siyang iyang ikuan nga makailas siya nga akin ni muna iyang mga kauban or muna iyang dili kauban ang paliw kaan. Well, ang sex pheromones muna siyang i-release, no? Through its abdominal glands. Kini siya gamiton niya sa female to attract male for mating. Kumbaga bara siya og manguwag, no? Bara siya og kanang bara siya nanguan ba nang kung iyan na nang i-release bara siya og nanguwag siya, no? Kung ato siyang himahimayon kay the female, no, to attract males for sex mating. No, kung mana siya girls, no, nga kung mabot na to sa stage nga ingana bara na kag nag-release sa imong sex pheromones, no? Kung ingana ang iyang concept kumbaga, no? Secreted by abdominal glands used by the female. Si female ra pa ni ang mogamit, dili pod si male. No, kay di man siya makaila man siya nga male to male o female to female. Pero nito ang insect, no? Kay naa sila kini ang brag makailas silang kagalingon nga babae akong pangitaon dili lalaki or kini ang akong i-release kay babae ko kay aron nga ma-attract sa ako ang lalaki nga insect. So something like that, no? Something ingana ang iyang concept, no, for these sex pheromones. We also have the caste-regulating pheromones. Okay, inhibit the sexual maturation of most of the colony members, leaving them free to perform other duties for benefit of the colony. And then the other one also is the alarm pheromones. Okay, signal colony members of potential danger. So kini ang iyang kaninga pheromones, no, imo ni siya ang iyang sorry. Yang i-release, no? Nga brag kumbaga brag, uy gisulong na ta diri nga area. Brag nga na siya ang iyang. Okay, so for the insects internal, we have the digestive and excretory system. Okay, digestive system, excretory system. We also have the respiratory system, circulatory system, and the nervous system. Okay, the nervous system. Okay. So I think that's all for the internal structures of an insect. I have already give you the metamorphosis, no, the life cycles of an insect. I think this is module 2. Okay? So, brag, I think dito ra ang external and internal structures of an insects. Okay, dito siya ang internal and external structures of an insects. Okay, I'm just going to check my kuan kani ang my score syllabus for the subject that we have kay aron atong ma-check no kung unsa na nga chapter. So those are chapter 5, no, chapter 5 to siya tanan. Okay, chapter 5, and we have to finish I think 12 chapters siguro. Nakita niyo ni class kani ang atong syllabus. Nakita ninyo ni course syllabus.
Kita man, sir.
Okay, sige. Thank you.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so we are done already with the overview of entomology. Mamana sa atong week 1 anto no. Importance of entomology, insects growth and development, the external structures of insects, and then we have the chapter 5, the internal structures of insects. Okay, we have the nervous system, digestive, tracheal, or what we call as the respiratory system, okay, the circulatory system, reproductive system, and the uh, kini ang skeletal system. So supposed to be ako tani siyang ihuman ato para mag midterm. Pero tungod kinakita na ako abrag taas na kayong coverage, ako siyang gikat. No nga that the internal structure of an insect will be given to you for your final examination. Okay, so for now, since we are done with you the unsa ang insects, no unsa ang internal parts of an insect, the external parts of an insect, the importance of insects, the life growth and development of an insect. Okay, what is entomology? No, so ato na siyang nasayrian. So by this time, we need to study insects taxonomy. No, unsa ang why we're calling no why we called as getting mga scientific names sa insect. Okay? So, let's move to our chapter 6, insects taxonomy. The importance of classification, the rules of giving names, the different distinguishing characteristics of an insects, no? Okay, so we'll discuss this one. Okay, and general classification and nomenclature of an insect. Okay, accordingly, no, according sa ato ang resource, sa atong resource unit that we have, living organisms are divided into an hierarchical system of classification. For instance, okay, the animal kingdom is divided into several phyla. Here, singular is what we call as the phylum. Okay, each phylum is further divided into classes, one of which is insecta. So, ang pinaka-head nila tanan, no? Pinaka-ibabagi nila is the kingdom. Kingdom, and then the phylum, or that's the sub-kingdom niya, and then the class, subclass, okay, the orders, family, the genus or the genera, and its species. So that is how we're going to give no the names of an insect. So the same is true with your crop science one, no, for the nomenclature, the classification nomenclature of the different crops. No, mo gyapon na siya pero ang sa plants lang is kingdom plantae. Now for the crops, but for the insects, no, since they are called as also as animals, no, they belong to the kingdom Animalia. They are the animal kingdom. Okay, from this class, no, from this class of insects, it is further divided into orders, families, genera, or it's singular. No, genera it's plural, no, plural for the genus, and finally it's species. So kung imo makita ang scientific name sa insects like this one, Musca domestica, okay, or what we call as the common housefly. Musca is its genus or the genus of an insect. and domestica is its species. Okay, by the way, um, naisgot na to, no, in the overview or the different scientists, no, who discovered or who studied insects, di ba? The father of entomology, kinsa ganito kinsa gani ang father of entomology? Reverend William Kirby, di ba? The father of entomology. Okay, now, kinsa ang father of taxonomy, by the way, before moving on? The father of taxonomy. Kinsa gani? The father of taxonomy is Sir Carolus Linnaeus, no? Siya ang naghatag yun sa scientific names. Siya ang father of scientific names, kumbaga, or the father of taxonomy. Okay. So, when you go somewhere, no, like for example, bato mo abroad, no, dili sila kaila og common house flies, gossiper, whatsoever dia, no, for its common names. But definitely ma-recognize nila nga ang insect kay imong gi-refer through its scientific name. Kay international name man ang scientific name. That is why the giving or the naming, no, of an insects or any crop, plants, any crops, any animals, no, by its scientific name, mailhan siya internationally. Na ma-recognize siya nga that you referred to that insect, no? Dili na kay magpudyat pa ka og kuan kini ang buyog para imong ipakita sa imo ang agalon, no, kung tuwa ka sa laing nasod. Muna ang buyog sa amoa, no, Jollibee. Diba? No, it's not. But through its scientific name, ilan ang ma-recognize. Kay international name man ang scientific name. So that is how, no, scientific name is very important. So karon brag medyo nagkuan na to, no, kay magsugod na ta og scientific name. So in your crop science one, I think you have your different scientific names. No, sa ato sa insects is we also have the scientific names as well. Okay. Each recognized species, kani no? Species, kani, domestica, mosa, domestica. Each species of organism is known by a scientific name, which consists of two parts, no, its genus name and its species name. So for example, common housefly or housefly. This is called as Mosca domestica. Okay, Mosca domestica. This is known as binomial nomenclature. Duha siya, binomial. Bi means two, P, nomial means its name. Okay? The genus and its species name. Masyang binomial nomenclature. This name is always shown in italics or alternatively is underlined. So, dili mo, you cannot found or you cannot see scientific names written in bold, no? Or kaning kwan, no, naka-bold siya or something like this one, normal writing. But makakita mo mga scientific names, it should be written like this. Okay? It should be written in this one. Okay? Mosca domestica. Mosca domestica. The first letter is capital followed by small letters. So even ang iyang species name, it should be written in small letter. Take note, in writing scientific name, the first letter of its genus name should be written in capital, okay, and it will be followed by a small letter, okay, as well as also its species name. Okay, mo na siya ang iyang ruling, no? That's the rule on how we are going to give names, no, to our insects or plants or animals, no, in giving scientific names. Okay. Common names do not have scientific validity. Some organisms have no common name, others have several. Others have several common names. Lagi mo to akong giigon kagaina, no? That's why I explained, no, earlier that these scientific names, no, gives scientific validity of that particular insect. While common name do not have scientific validity. So, bato akong giigon kagaina, ng ato ang let's say for example, grasshopper. Okay lang no kung ato kag Amerika, so most likely maka-recognize sila nga you are mentioning or you give example that that is grasshopper. No, for example, moadto ka og Latin America, moadto ka og Europe for example, no? Africa for example. Okay? So, di sila ka iladad to nga mo na imong ginganlan unless otherwise you're going to collect no or or, or, or pick that insect and then mo na imong giingon nga this is grasshopper. Okay? But with the help of the scientific name, kay the people uh, will recognize no kaila siya nga monede ay ang iyang gibot ito sabot. Okay? So that is international name ang scientific name. Pero siguro no kana siguro kung mag-adto pod siguro to sa lugar no nga kana ang kumbaga burag makaingon ta nga kining lugar nga dili pod sa Africa siguro nga batok ag Sudan. No, wa man na sila klaro kaayo nga education no. Dili kay na nakakuan no. Though we are a third world country, but at least our education system here in the Philippines is quite good no. Just like unlike no sa Africa most likely. Okay? So braging ana ang ihang kuan. Okay, so insect classification, okay, we have taxonomy. It is the science of classification. The insect taxonomy, science of classification. How about systematics? Okay, systematics deals with how organisms are related to each other and attempt to describe underlying reasons for that relationship. Scientists used systematics when dealing with evolutionary concepts. Okay? Systematics. Okay, ang ihang root word is system. Okay? What is nomenclature, by the way? Okay, nomenclature are the sets the rules which sets the rules under which organisms are given their scientific names. So that is ang nomenclature mato siya ang general rules, no? Let's say for example, Mosca domestica var Lazarus or SPP, no? Nana. So most likely no ang scientific name is it will be named no after the person or the one who discovered that insect, for instance, or that particular of that animal, for example. Okay, animal have two names. Okay, the same is with the plants. Duha gyapon ang iyang iya gihapong names. Okay, okay. Since we are discussing on the insect, okay, and insects considered as animal also, no, they have given two names. One is scientific name and the other one is a common name. Okay, the former is used throughout the world and the latter is less precise or vernacular. Okay, ang 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 scientific name is no it is used no for international name, no, while this common name is less precise, no? Dili siya matugma, dili siya mo-match. Now, whereas if you try to mentioning its scientific name, most likely ma-recognize siya sa other countries. Now, the one who studied also insects. Di man pud di man pud most likely magpakitang gilas ito sa inyong trabahoan pohon sa Saudi Arabia. Let's say for example, you are not your work is not in line with agriculture, so for ang nasa office most likely dili sa kailangan you mentioned that scientific name also. So we have to put in place no kung asa dapat nato i-apply no at ang atong nakatunan dili pwede nga ato siyang ipasikat no to the other parts of the world nga mo ni ang akong natun-an. We have to put no in place no wherever we go, no, kung asa tapit padulong. Okay, let's discuss on the hierarchy of life of an insect. Now, muna siya ang iyahang hierarchy, kumbaga. Okay, we have this, the domain and the eukarya. Okay, what are these Kini ang insects domain. We have the kingdom, the phylum, class, subclass, order, suborder, family, subfamily, genus, species, and its subspecies. Okay, take note this order, no? You cannot put a kingdom class and then move to genus. No, it's not. From its kingdom up to its phylum, to its classes, subclasses, order, suborder, family, subfamily, genus, species, subspecies. Okay, phylum, okay, ang insects belongs to phylum Arthropoda. Okay? Phylum Arthropoda. Kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda. Okay? Because the general definition of an insect is they are insects are arthropods in nature, di ba? Sa to ang first na to nga module, insects is referred to as arthropods, belong to the phylum Arthropoda. Okay? And take note also no, in your laboratory 1, di ba ako nang gipa-draw sa inyo no the what you call as the family tree of an insect. Di ba? Ako din siyang gipa-draw sa inyo, ang insect family tree, but you only until the class insecta. Kaya ako naman gipapangita dito is asa dapit no from where does insects originates. Okay? Asa siya gikan. Kaya mo naman akong gipa-trace sa inyo. Okay, so kingdom Animalia, phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta. Why class Insecta? Because we are discussing on the insects, no? So class Insecta. Take note that there were 5 classes, no? And there were 2 phylum Arthropoda, and the other one is phylum Mandibulata. Okay? So class Insecta. Okay, class Insecta is subclass. Let's say for example, it is Pterygota. Okay? Ang main tawag Pterygota is they are winged insects or winged insects. Or insects that has wings, they're called as Pterygota. Silent P. Pterygota. Ang wingless insect, no, ang wingless insects, they're called as Apterygota. Okay, they are called as Apterygota or the wingless insects. Okay, kaya baso nyo og matinga, mahibungo ba nga? Naday siya subclass. Yes, because there are also insects that has no wings or they are wingless. Okay, so since our examples is insects that has wings, so they're called as Pterygota. I-order, unsa siyang order? Unsa siyang order sa insect? There are insects Coleoptera. Okay, Coleoptera. Suborder Polyphaga or majority of beetles. Pero naapoy uban pod no nga insects nga wala na siya suborder. From order to family. No, pero but mas like kung kutihan gud siya, pangitaon gid mo ang suborder. Okay, and then family, the family of beetles belongs to Curculionidae. Curculionidae. Sorry. Curculionidae. That is the main family of insects and its subfamily of beetles. Okay, beetles, what examples? Curculionidae. Curculionidae, yung subfamily, yung family is Curculionidae. Kay genus, iyang genera, no, asa siya nga kagikan, no, genus niya, Silas. Then yung species is Formicarius. Then subspecies is Elegantus. Therefore, ang scientific name sa beetle is Silas Formicarius. So, ang imong pag-name sa iyang scientific name is genus and its species. Pero na po yung no? Silas Formicarius sub Elegantus. Okay? Subspecies is kato na yung kuan na niya, kini ang kumbaga brag yan ang pinakakaliwatan pag yun niya no sa beetles. Okay? That is beetles, Silas Formicarius. Take note that the species is what we call as the fundamental unit of classification. Fundamental, unsay bot pasabot? Fundamental, they are the basic, no? The basic unit of the insect, basic unit of insect classification. Therefore, a species is defined as the smallest grouping capable of reproduction and production of fertile offsprings. Okay, smallest grouping. So if you try to look at on the hierarchy of an insects, si species diri ang pinakaubos. Si species ang pinakaubos because the species gives the specific identification of a particular insect. Siya ang ga-specify. So that's why they're called as the smallest grouping capable of reproduction and production of fertile offsprings. Individuals are grouped species, and species are grouped in genus. Okay, take note, individuals, ang isa ka insect, specific insects, okay, they are grouped into species. And that group of species, they're called as genus. Okay, for its singular. Genus, or its plural term, genera, are grouped into family and son on up to the classification ladder. Okay. So kung kung imong tan-awon diri sa iyang hierarchy, now from, this is what we call as the up to bottom. Okay, up to bottom hierarchy. Kung from the kingdom down to its species. But from its species going up to its kingdom, that is what we call as bottoms up. Okay, bottoms up. A bottoms up approach. No, species, genus, subfamily, family, suborder, order, subclass, class, phylum, and its final kingdom. Okay, so gibalis siya. Okay, what is the K of this ladder, of this classification ladder? Okay. A K is a tool that unlocks the door of identification of an organism. Take note, a K is a tool that unlocks the door of identification of an unknown organism. Ks are useful in any biological field where large numbers of taxa are difficult to distinguish just by using the naked eye and memory. So take note, with this K, siya ang makatabang, siya ang makatabang nga maghatag og giving the names of a particular insects. Because we cannot gives memory recall, or sa ato lang nakita lugar, we cannot do that one. Siguro bisan pa siguro og maghatag og karon og quiz, for example, what are the different insects internal organs of an insect? I think not all of you here will get the answers, because we are not that kind of kani ang intelligent as other people, that they have. Okay, a K consists of a series. A series of They consist of a series of pairs or groups of statements of contrasting characters, starting with the most fundamental characters, working down to smaller differences until finally specific characters are used to separate individual species. So with this case, or iyahang mga ang, kumbaga, siya ang makahatag sa iyang specific name of an insect. So if nakay ma-discover karon nga insect, which are unknown, for example, they are still unknown. Okay, with the help of the binomial nomenclature, or the way nga maghatag og name, may din siya nga kini nga insect is kini from its genus up to its species, and then up to subspecies. Okay, there are still insects that are still unknown, wala pa siya pangalan until now. Okay. Okay, the morphological characters for identification of an insect, through its head, through its mouth parts, through its antennae, compound eyes, legs, wings, abdomen with its appendages. This is how the way the taxonomists gives final scientific names of a particular insect. Dili pa siya basta-basta. Kay i-check ko, basta po og parehos ra pod sa insekto nga brag medyo nalay changes ba, nalay metamorphosis nga nahitabo, nalay change, pero ang iyang origin is beetle di hapon, so inana siya nga kuan. Na siya nga sistema. Okay? So, since we are done with the nomenclature, what is taxonomy, taxonomy, we now therefore move to insects orders. No, the orders of insects. Kingdom, phylum, class, subclass, order. Kay diri ta karon mag medyo brag nata diri sa kuan no kini ang makuan ta gamay dani no. Kay daghan siya orders. Kay insects orders are grouped into 20 to 34 depending the authorities involved. Okay, so with this, brag mag-start na gid siguro mo og memorize sa mga scientific names kay mag-virtual na din ko og oral no nga mag scientific names ta 50 ka scientific names no pero I think brag di mo mahadlok og scientific names kung i-virtual na to kay pwede man gud mo ano pwede mo nga mag-virtual ka pero naamoy let's say for example notes sa inyong kilid di ba pero nevertheless no my dear students is that I want you to remember no the subjects that part ang giving knowing its scientific names of an insects because when you are going to take bird examination for the licensure exam in agriculture now in the future dili man good no I think but dili siya ang common name ang kasagaran ni hatag most likely is ang mas scientific name no ang mas scientific name ang hatag pero at this moment of time na may knowledge gamay na ako mag kung take a board exam is most likely is katoa ang akong discuss no the insects parts the insects external internal parts and as well as also the scientific names okay so we have the first order what they call as the columbola okay order columbola take note okay order columbola okay there are two words colo and the other one is embola okay meaning to say colo means glue while embola is tailed. So therefore, this insect is a glued insects no glued tail insects. Okay, for examples, the common name is springtails. Okay, distribution is cosmopolitan or an area where these insects are most likely located. Okay, springtails are small, elongate, globular hexapods with soft body without sclerites. Okay, but cloth with hairs and sometimes scales. Metamorphosis sample is slight. Most species are decomposers, but some are known pest of mushrooms. Okay. Examples of columbola is springtails. So, kamo na mangita din scientific name ni springtails. Okay, so that's it. Muna siya si springtails. Okay, nani iyang gagawin ni springtails. Okay, the other order also is Protora. Two words, Protos, and the other one is Ora. Okay, Protos means first, Ora means tail. Okay, common name is what we call as Protorans. Okay, the economic importance of these Protorans is decomposers, basically inhabitants of soil and leaf litters. Okay, this is what we call as Protora, and this other one is Diplora. Ang silang diferensya, iyang antony and its iyang body pod niya. Kaya ang Diplora is smaller than the Protorans. Okay? Smaller than the Protorans. Okay? Then ang Protorans is wala siya antony compared to Diplora. Diplora has antony. Well, ang this is not antony, but this is a foreleg of an insect. Yan ang foreleg sa insect. Okay? The other order also is what we call as Diplora. Still two words. Diplos means two or diplos. Ora means tail. So, Columbola. The other order is Protora, order Protora. The third order is Diplora. The common names is Diplorans. The academic importance, they are decomposers. Diplorans are usually small insects with many segmented antennae and elongate body. Metamorphosis is simple and slight. Yung muna ang Diplora, the other one is uh, Protora. The other order is what you call as the Archaeognata. Archaeogonata. Okay, Archaeus means ancient, while Gatha is Jews. Okay, let's say for examples the Brazil-tails. Okay, the importance of this insect is decomposers inhabiting soil and leaf litters, especially in forests. Yung muna ang dagway sa Archaeognath. Na? Archaeognath. This is what we call as Thysanora, no, the other order also. So the other order is Thysanora. It composed of two words. Thaisanos means French and aura means tail. Okay, for example of this order is fish insect. Okay, importance of this insect are decomposers, but a few species are pests in households, especially feeding on the starchy portions of books and clothings. Okay, mana siya ang this is what we call as Thysanora. Okay, Thysanora. Siya. The other order also is that order Ephemeroptera. Okay. Two words still. Ephemeros means short-lived, while terra means wings. Okay. Aptera is wingless. Terra, silent P, is winged. Okay. One best example of this order is mayflies. The importance of this insect. Okay, the larvae are important food of some fishes. Okay, mayflies are delicate, soft-bodied insects with poorly sclerotized body and wings. They have large eyes and minute antennae. Two or usually three long, jointed appendages at the tip of the abdomen. The wings have many cross veins, and the hind wings are usually relatively small. Metamorphosis of these insects is gradual. Okay, this is what we call as the mayflies insects. Okay, so muna siya ang mayfly. The other order also is one of the common, no? Order Odonata. Okay, one word odos means tooth. Okay, Latin word odos means English term is tooth. Okay, one best example of this order is dragonflies and some damselflies. The importance of these insects or these orders, both adults and naiads are general predator of insects Odonata. It's a very ancient order with fossils dating from the upper Carboniferous. Dragonflies and damselflies are very similar in appearance but differ as follows. At rest, no, the wings of dragonflies are spread out perpendicular to the body, while damselflies bring their wings together loosely over the back of their abdomen. Dragonflies tend to be strong-built, while damselflies are delicate. So mani siya ang daghan man siya sa atong palibot. No, this is dragonfly. Okay? And this is the naiad of dragonfly. No, katong wala pa siya na-compute ang iyang metamorphosis. And this one also is damselflies. Okay, this is the adult damselfly, and this is the naiad of the damselfly. Na wala pa siya na-compute iyang metamorphosis of an insect. Now, unsa ni siya ang dragonfly? Tutubi, no? This is tutubi. Okay? Kanina po ni siya dagan sa basakan, no? Or dagan sa kanang riverbanks, kaning damselflies. Okay, so that is order Odonata. The other also is Plecoptera. Order Plecoptera. This Plecoptera consists of two words. Plecos means to fold. Terra means wings. So one best examples of this order is stoneflies. The economic importance of this insect is that Larvae serve a food for fishes and are also good bioindicators of aquatic pollution. Okay? Stoneflies are soft-bodied insects that are generally have two unequal pairs of membranous, intricately veined wings. Okay, the forewings are smaller than the hind wings, or FW or HW. The forewings are smaller than the hind wings and often longer than the abdomen. Metamorphosis is simple. This is the adult adult stoneflies, and this one is the name of this stonefly. Okay. The other order also is order Blatodia. Okay, there's still two words, no? Blatodia, blata. No, single word, sorry. Single word lang siya. Blatodia. Okay, blata means an insect that shuns light. Okay, what examples of this order Blatodia? We have the cockroach, no? It shuns the light, no? Order Blatodia. Okay, the importance of this kini ang Blatodia or this cockroach is that household pest. Okay, some species are arboreal and some are reported to be predatory. Cockroaches are short, broad, and dorsoventrally flattened, with a head nearly or completely covered with from above the large shell-like pronotum. They're usually of dark mahogany color, but some tropical species are darkly colored. Eggs are enclosed in ootheca. Okay, so this is order Blatodia. Okay, examples of this order Blatodia is the cockroach. The other order also is Isoptera. Okay, this consists of two words. Iso means equal, terra means wings. Okay, one best examples of this order is termites. Okay, importance of this insect is that household and became a plantation pest. Normally, ang ikanang importance. Termites are soft body, usually pale colored, social and polymorphic insects living in large communities, composed of reproductive morphs, together with numerous wingless, stir soldiers, and workers. Metamorphosis is length or absence. Kaya mo siya ang termites, no? Kaya wingless. No? Wingless termites. But there are also termites na napod siya wings. Okay? So, aman na rin ang A. This is the egg of an insect. This letter A, the egg of an insect. Termite, insect of termite. This is the name of termite. No, wala pa siya na complete. Okay, this one is... Okay, this is the female, letter C. This is the female winged form of an insect. And this is the male winged form of the termite. Okay, this one is the worker, no, sa termite. Okay, this is the secondary productive. Okay, secondary productive. And this one is the queen of the termite. Okay, this also is the soldier. Okay, and this one is what regards the earthen tubes where where the termites lived. Okay, the other order also is the order Mantodia. Okay, Mantodia coming from the word mantis, no, Latin word mantis, meaning seer or what calls the prophet. One best example of this Mantodia is praying mantis. Okay, praying mantis ang iyahang example of this order Mantodia. Mantis are known for their stance with upraised forelegs, which resembles praying, or for the raptorial spines used to impale prey. All species are set and weight, predatory carnivores, usually feeding on other insects. So if you try to look at no sa praying mantis, burag siya ga prey, no? Pero siya ga ampo. This one, common man ni sa ato ang uh, praying mantis. The other order also is the order Dermaptera. This consists of two words. Derma means skin, teron means wings, or the terra. Terra means wings. The one best examples of this is the earwigs. Okay, the importance or the economic importance of these earwigs serves as predators. Okay, earwigs are elongate, often rather flattened insects with well-developed mandible. The distribution characteristics of this order is the presence of forceps at the end of the abdomen. Forceps are used by earwigs in threatening display when disturbed. Okay. Ano siya ang earwigs. Actually, kita daghan man kani sa ang earwigs no sa kanang mga makita ni ninyo ang earwig sa kanang mga lubi. No kanang sa lubi dapit sa iyahang ah, punghan sa kuan lubi sa lubi no. Diha ang mga earwigs daghan. Okay, the other uh, order kani common gyapon ni siya nga order of Orthoptera. This consists of two words, orthos, and the other one is tera. Orthos means straight, tera means wings. Okay, one best examples of this order is the grasshoppers, the locusts. The other also is the crickets and the catidids, cycads, no? Mga cycads. Okay, importance of this is serves as pest. Okay. Orthopterans are usually medium or large size winged insects. Member of orthopterans have antennae, okay, which may be extremely long, extends beyond the insect's body. Okay, or the other also is relatively short. Okay, the forewings are leathery, while the hind wings are membranous. So that is order of Orthoptera. So ang iyang example sa order of Orthoptera is katong example nato kagaina ang grasshopper. Okay, the other order also is Plasmatodia. Gaya na is Plasmatodia, karon is Phasmatodea. This consists of two words. Phasma means single word, sorry. It's a single word. Phasma means apparition, or the other term also is phantom. Okay, one of the examples of this Phasmatodea is what we call as the stick insects. Okay, stick insects, the leaf insects, or the walking sticks. No, muna siya ang ihang examples. I just don't know if nakakita na ba maning stick insects, no? Bura siya stick ang ihang dagwayan. Bura pod siya og makayan ka o bura siya og kani ang kuan kaning pero dili pod siya ma-praying mantis, no? Stick siya brown ang ihang color. The all phasmids are phytophagous. Kaya an remarkable fourth, their ability to mimic twigs, no? Twigs, stems, legs, and leaves and sticks. Mimic means kanang mo blend siya, no? Kung unsa ang color that's sa twigs, ang color sa leaves, no? That's mimicry, insect mimicry. Their body are varied as the vegetation. Dry grass stems are inhabited by species that are flattened and leaf-like with leaves that are equal resemblance to foliage. Wings may be present or absent. They actively feed at night and remain motionless during the day. Kita ko ni ani no kani ang sa Kalipay when I was still a teacher in Kalipay National High School. No, I saw this insect no sa kini ang kaning falcata, no? Nasa iyang lawas. No, so motionless siya, wa gid siya naglihok, no? But they are active no during night, no? Pero siya og nocturnal kumbaga. Okay. So the other order also is Embryoptera, consists of two words. Mani ang stick insects class. Okay, this one. This is stick insects. No, bura ra gid siya og Kung dili nimo siya makuan sa adlawan is kuan kining bura lang siya og kanang napilit sa dahon na labi na og brown. Hindi gid mo siya mahibaw-an nga insect dito siya. Okay. The other order also is Embryoptera. Consists of two words. Embryo means lively. Pteron means wings. Wings. Okay, one best examples of this uh, order Embryoptera is the web spinners. Embryopterans resemble termites. However, web spinners do not utilize solid wood such as fallen logs as food source, although they do not attack or although they do attack plant debris. So that is Embryoptera or web spinners. The other order also is the Socoptera. Silent P, Socoptera. The Socos means biting and the Pteron means wings. So one examples of these is the book lice or the bark lice. The book lice are tiny insects, very common but so small that they are frequently overlooked. Their soft body, usually delicate, less than 2 millimeter size. They are Brachypteros, Micropteros, or Apteros. Other species are decomposers feeding on lichen and other organic matter. And their species are pests of book and insect collections. The other order also is we have the Theraptera. Okay? Theraptera. Ther means lice, Aptera means wingless. Okay? So example of these are the common lice. Okay, we have the suborder. No suborder of these lice. We have the suborder Malophaga, suborder Anoplora, and the suborder Malophaga. Okay, Malophaga. Okay, Malophaga means the chewing lice. They're called as the ectoparasites of birds. And the other suborder, no, other suborder that are being mentioned, the Anoplora or the sucking lice. Okay, ectoparasites of man. No, kanang mga kuto. Okay, okay, dog biting loose, chicken body loose, and the pig loose. Okay, mo siya ang dog biting, no? Dog biting lice. Okay, this is the chicken body lice, and this one is the pig lice, no? So kaning mga kuto, no? Kuto. Okay, atong kuto ane. Okay, this one is a pubic, no? Asa makita ang pubic lice or the pubic loose? There is a the private part, no? Private part nato, no? Kanang kuto sa giingon nila kuto sa burikat daw. Okay? Muna siya ang dagway sa kuto. And this one is our human loose or atong kuto. Okay? Muna siya nga to ang kuto. Okay, this is the net of an insect, no? Okay, net of an CND, net of an insects. Okay, so nakita na niyo no unsa nga order ang kuto, no? The order Theraptera. Okay, the other order also is order Hemiptera. Consists of two words. Hemi means half. Ptera means winged insects or the wings. Okay, common examples of this is a true bugs or sometimes known as order or suborder Heteroptera. Okay, true bugs are readily recognized with the forms of the mouth parts which are adapted for pursing and sucking. The habit of sucking is prevalent throughout their life. Metamorphosis is gradual. Most are plant feeders, but some members are predatory, especially family Rhidovidae, and some members of family Pentatomidae. Common names, the other common hemipterans are the aphids, mealybugs, scale insects, whiteflies, cicadas, hoppers, and plant hoppers. Majority of these insects are small except for fulgoroids and cicadas. The prothorax is inconspicuous except in Imbracidae, where it takes on a variety of bizarre shapes. Members of several groups have wax glands which may secrete a powdery material. All member are economically important pests of crops and are known as vector of several plant diseases. Okay, so that is order Hemiptera. Okay, we have the mealybug, scale insects, aphids, and the cicadas. Okay, the other order also is what we call as the Thysanoptera. Consists of two words. Thysanos means French. Tiron means wings. Okay, wings. Okay, common, no? Common insects or common name of these insects what we call as the thrips. Okay, this serves as pest of fruits, no, cut flower, and some vegetables. Thrips are small or minute, pale yellow or black insects. The distinguishing characteristics of thrips is the position of two pairs of ringed wings. Metamorphosis is simple and accompanied by two or three pupa-like ansters. The other order also is Neuroptera, consists of two words. Okay, neuro means nerd, tira means wings. Okay, examples of this Neuroptera is the lacewings and the antlions. They serve as predators. Okay, adult lacewings vary from minute to large species, which are often highly colored and attractively patterned. Many have dense hairs on the body, and a few are moth-like in appearance. Okay, these are some examples of the Neuropterans, the mantis speed, brown lacewing, uh, spongy, spongilla fly, and the ant lion head. The other Neuropterans also is the ant lion larva, owl fly, Neuropteran adult, and the Nemopteran larva. Okay, the other order also is we have the Coleoptera, consists of two words. Coleus means sheath, and Terra means wings. Okay, one examples or best common examples of this order are the beetles, the weevils, and the ladybirds. Okay, these orders or these insects are considered as showing insects. Okay, the antennae, variable, eyes, and oxyli are present. The wings, no? Okay, the forewings, which are called as the elytra, okay, they are highly sclerotized, while the hind wings, okay, they are membranous. It is the largest order on insects. The largest numbers are herbivores or predatory. Metamorphosis of this order of insect is complete. Larvae of some members are called grub with the characteristics of C shape. Okay, these are the examples of these
Permission.
common insects. The
Sir,
grub, yes.
sir, taas pa ni imong discussion, sir, kay kuan nami next class, sir. Animal science.
Kanina lang ang last na lang niya kanang order. Kumanon lang ako siya.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, the other order is the Lepidoptera. Okay, the common, no? Kung if we kuha na to ang atong example is ang butterfly, okay, the other one also is we have the Lepidoptera. The Lepido consists of two words. Lepido means scales, Ptera means wings. So one examples or common examples of these Lepidopterans are the moth, butterflies, and skippers. Butterflies and skippers typically diurnally active, holding their wings vertically at rest, having clumps and unbranched antennae. Moths, typically nocturnal, hold wings flat or fly over the body at rest, have variable antennae, large wings covered with scales. The larvae of these moths called as the caterpillars. They have fleshy abdominal prolegs which are lost during metamorphosis. Okay, nakita naman tayo ang life stages of the butterfly as shown in the previous module. So I hope you will remember that the life stages of the butterfly or the life cycle of the butterfly. The other order also is the Demeptera, consists of two words. Di means two, Tera means wings. Okay, examples of this order Demeptera are the true flies, the mosquitoes, crane flies, house flies, gnats, and the midges. The other order also is the Hymenoptera, consists of two words. Hymen means membrane, Tera means the wings. Common examples of this order of insects are the ants, bees, wasps, and sawflies. These insects, okay, in terms of metamorphosis, they are complete. The other order also is the Siphonoptera. Siphon, okay, consists of two words. Siphon means tube, aptera means without wings. Okay, examples of this order is the fleece. But in terms of metamorphosis, fleece has complete metamorphosis with pursing, sucking, mouth parts. Laterally flattened, large cocks on hind legs for jumping. They're called as the ectoparasites on animals. The other order also is the Trichoptera. Consists of two words. Tricho means hair, ptera means wings. Examples of this order is the caddis flies. In terms of metamorphosis, this insects has a complete metamorphosis. Adults resemble moth, but wings are covered with hairs instead of scales. Larvae are aquatic and case makers, food for fishes. Adults live near the water. Okay, so those are the different orders of insects. That I may say thank you for your attendance, and then thank you so much and good evening, everyone. Thank you for your attendance.